So here's something that'll probably piss you off. Videos with 10,000 to 20,000 views just made one of my clients over $650,000 last month. Sure, we had quite a few videos pop up too. I mean, it's your boy writing the scripts after all. But other creators with viral videos with like 2 million views probably made about $10,000. Same platform, similar niches, but completely different bank accounts. And the difference isn't the title, the thumbnail, or even the topic. It's literally how the script was written. I'm Haris. I've written over 6,700 YouTube scripts in the past 3 years. Faceless channels, personal brands, coaches, consultants, info sellers, pretty much everything. And here's what nobody tells you. Most creators think that the path to monetization is teaching everything they know. But that's exactly what's keeping them broke. Let me show you what I mean. Before I started writing his scripts, he was doing the typical thing, broad topics, making complete tutorials, full step-by-step guides, everything you'd need to know in order to do it yourself. Decent views, good retention, but the conversions were okay-ish. And now he's doing $650,000 plus months. It's the same guy, the same channel, the same topics even. The only thing that changed was how we wrote his scripts. Because here's the truth, getting views and making money are two completely different games with completely different scripts. And look, I practice this on my own channel too, 360 something YouTube subscribers. That's it. Most people would look at that and think my channel sucks. But those 360 subscribers, 6 of them became clients, $5,000 to $15,000 per month each. I've never ran an ad, never sent a cold email, just strategic scripts. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to break down the one thing that separates scripts that get views from scripts that generate revenue. The 3 mistakes killing your conversions that I see in basically every business owner's scripts, and how scripts and emails work together to turn viewers into actual paying clients, not just fans who watch and never buy. By the end, you'll get why you don't have to choose between views and money. You just need to know which type of script you're actually writing. Alright, let's get into it. So let me paint a picture of what's probably happening right now. You're making content, good content, educational stuff, helpful tutorials. You're doing your research, you're putting in the work, and you're getting decent views. The comments are solid. And people are like, wow, this was really helpful. Thanks. Your subscriber count is growing, the engagement's good, YouTube seems to be working. But then you try to sell something and crickets. And you start thinking, okay, maybe I just need to get more views. Maybe I need to go viral. Maybe I need better thumbnails. Or maybe YouTube just doesn't work for my type of business, right? But here's the thing, YouTube works fine. Your scripts just don't. And the reason's actually pretty simple when you think about it. You're writing scripts that teach people how to do what you do. But think about that for a second. If you just taught someone your entire system step by step, even if it's very complex, why would they ever pay you? Look, I see this literally every single week. Someone messages me and says, Haris, my last video got 50,000 views, tons of engagement, best video I've ever made, but I got 0 sales from it. And they're exhausted, starting to question if this whole content thing even works. But here's the worst part. Their content is actually good. The information is super valuable. The delivery is solid. The editing is clean. They're just writing the wrong type of script for what they're trying to do. Because here's what really nobody explains. Content that teaches people to DIY everything, that builds an audience. But content that shows people why they need an expert, that builds businesses. Two totally different things. Most business owners think that it works like this. Make valuable content, build trust, and people will eventually buy. And like, that's part of it, but it's incomplete. Here's what actually works. You make content that positions you as the authority. Of course, trust is very important, especially nowadays. It also shows how complex the problem really is. It demonstrates that you know all the nuances. And that makes people think, okay, I definitely need someone who actually knows what they're doing to help me with this. That's strategic content. And the only way to do that is if you know how to write the script differently from the start. Let me break down what makes a script strategic versus just regular. I'm going to use my own stuff as an example because I literally practice what I preach every day. Here's the normal approach. And this is what most people do. They'll make a video called how to write high converting email subject lines. And then they'll teach everything. Here are the 5 formulas I use. Here's how you use them. Here's how you test them. And here are some examples you can literally copy paste. Here's the exact process I follow. So that's basically everything you'd need to go to do it yourself tomorrow. The result is people watch it and they think, cool, I can totally do this myself now. Then they try it. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But in either case, you're not getting paid. They're definitely not hiring you because you just gave them the complete system. Now here's my approach and watch how different this is. I make a video called why most email subject lines kill your open rates and what this actually costs you. And then I show them, here's the psychology behind why this works. Here's what most people screw up. Here's why this is actually way more complex than it looks. And here's what it's costing you every single day when you get it wrong. See the difference? I'm not teaching them how to do it. I'm showing them why they need someone who knows it's actually what they're doing. But in contrast, the first video, it satisfies their curiosity. They feel like they learned something. Cool, moving on to the next video. But the second video, it makes them more curious. They realize, oh shit, this is more complicated than I thought. I probably need expert help with this. And that's what I mean by strategic. It's not like withholding information or being manipulative or whatever. It's about positioning yourself as the expert who understands all the complexity while showing people why doing it themselves usually doesn't work out. Let me give you a concrete example of how this looks in practice. A regular script for a video about writing hooks. Today I'm going to teach you how to write hooks that get people to watch. First, you need to open with a bold claim, then you establish credibility, then you promise a transformation. Here's the exact template I use. But let's talk about the other sort of approach. A strategic script for the same topic would start like, most creators think that hooks are about grabbing attention, but that's wrong. And it's why your videos aren't converting. The real purpose of a hook is to filter your audience. You want to attract buyers and repel tire kickers. That takes understanding viewer psychology. But if you get it right and you can do what we did for my client, Matt, $650,000 months from strategic content. See how different that is? It's the same topic, but one teaches the complete system, but the other one positions expertise. But like strategic scripts alone aren't the full picture, because here's what I've learned after writing over 6,700 of these things. Scripts position you as the expert. Emails actually convert people into buyers. And when you combine both, that's when you hit these $500,000 months. 650,000 plus. Shit. So let me show you how these two work together. But first, you need to stop making these 3 mistakes. So when I look at scripts from business owners, I keep seeing the same 3 mistakes over and over. And these are literally why you're getting views but not making money. Mistake number 1, you're teaching complete systems. Mistake number 2, you've got no unique positioning. And mistake number 3, there's no strategic follow-up. Let me break these down and show you exactly what to do instead. Mistake number 1, teaching complete systems. So first one, you're teaching people your entire system for free. You're thinking, if I give them massive value, they'll trust me and want to buy. But here's what actually happens. They watch your full tutorial and think, sweet, I can totally do this myself. They go to try and implement it and they never hire you. Maybe it works for them, maybe it doesn't, but overall it's a lose-lose situation. In strategic scripts, I'll show the framework exists and what it is, why it works the way it does, and that it's actually more complex than it looks, and why having an expert implement it matters. But what I don't show is the exact steps to implement, how to solve every edge case, the complete system I spent years building, or my clients spent years building, all the templates and the SOPs. I don't show these things because by the end, they should be thinking, okay, I get that this works and why, but actually doing this right looks pretty complicated. I should probably get expert help. That's the goal. Now you might be thinking, won't people feel like I'm holding back information? Actually, the opposite happens. By showing the complexity and depth of your expertise, you're giving more value than generic tutorials. But even if you nail this, you'll still fail if you make this next mistake. No unique positioning. Second mistake, you're just sharing information without any unique positioning. Your scripts have good tips, helpful advice, solid info, but there's nothing that signals you have a system or methodology that's different from everyone else. You sound like every other creator in your space. So here's what I do in literally every script I write. I name the frameworks. the authority positioning method, the strategic content system, the conversion script framework, the 3 sentences. Because when you name a framework, you're signaling that this isn't just, random advice. It's a systemized approach I personally developed. And then it's super natural to say, if you want the complete system with all the implementation and support, here's how we can work together. So you're not really pitching. You're just offering the full version of what you showed exists. But even with perfect positioning, you will lose most of your potential clients if you make this third mistake. No strategic follow-ups. This is like the most frustrating mistake I see business owners make. And this has happened with literally like 80% of the clients that have come to me. Your videos probably end with something like, hope this helped, hit subscribe, see you next week. And then people forget about you. 5 minutes later, here's what I write instead. Don't let this be another video you watch and forget. And then I give them specific stuff to do with actual timelines. Like this week, go audit your last 5 scripts using this framework. Next week, test the new approach on 1 video. This month, track your conversion rates and compare them to your old content. Because when you give specific timelines, it forces them to make a decision right now. Either they take action, they experience the framework, they realize it's more complex than they thought, and they need help. They just realize they can't implement it themselves, and that's when the email stuff converts them. But before I show you how that works, let me show you what happens when you fix all 3 of these mistakes. This is how the whole system actually works when you put it all together, because I've written over 6,700 scripts at this point, and here's what I figured out. Strategic scripts by themselves, you'll get some results. Strategic emails by themselves, you'll get some results. Paid ads by themselves, you'll get some results. But strategic scripts plus strategic emails working together, that's when you hit $650,000 months. Add paid ads on top of that, that's just adding fuel to the fire. So it works like this. Layer 1, the strategic YouTube scripts. These do 3 things. It positions you as the authority through your unique frameworks and systems. It shows how complex the problems actually are while demonstrating you know what you're doing. And it creates curiosity about working with you without being all salesy. Layer 2, these are the strategic emails. These actually convert people. Like for example, webinar sequences that get 1,100 people to sit through 90 minutes of content. And I'm not just saying that, I just did that again and again and again for my client. We did it like 4 times. Product launch sequences or offer launch sequences that pull $35,000 from a dead email list in a week. Nurture campaigns that keep people engaged until they're ready to buy. Let me give you a real example of how powerful this is. My client Matt, I write his YouTube scripts and all his emails. We did this webinar funnel, got 1,100 people. I think it was actually 1,900 people. 1,100 people actually stayed through the entire thing, which is like insane retention for any piece of content. And we made over $50,000 in literally 1 day, fully organic. And the follow-up emails, hundreds of qualified calls booked. The cost per qualified call from the organic stuff, basically nothing. And if you're running paid ads too, everything works better because people already know who you are. So in case of Matt, scripts plus emails plus paid ads equals $650,000 months. Warner, just the email, $35,000 in a week from a new launch, new offer from a dead list. Me, just scripts, 360 something subscribers, over $100,000 from 6 clients. It works whether you're running ads or not. But if you are, the strategic organic stuff makes your ads way more effective. Imagine publishing each video knowing it's not just building subscribers, but systematically converting viewers into clients who will pay you $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, or even $40,000 without changing your topics, just changing your script strategy. That's what this system does. I spent 3 years writing over 6,700 scripts, testing what works, figuring all of this out through thousands of hours of trial and error. You could spend the next year trying to figure it out yourself, or you could just have me write them for you. Here's what I do. Option 1, I write your YouTube scripts, strategic positioning, authority building, all that stuff. Everything optimized to generate revenue, not just views. Option number 2, a complete system. Scripts plus all the email sequences, webinar funnels, product launches, nurture campaigns, the whole thing, the whole shebang. But this isn't for everyone. You need a proven offer, at least like $3,000 or $1,000 minimum. Plus, you need to be making consistent revenue, at least $10,000 a month, and need to be actually serious about building a real system, not just chasing views. If that's you, book a free 15-minute call with me. In just 15 minutes, I'll look at what you're currently doing, show you where you're losing money, and we'll figure it out if this makes sense for you. Scripts alone get you some results. Scripts plus emails is the full system. Scripts plus emails plus ads is when you really scale. The link to book a call with me is in the description. If you're done getting views while your bank account stays empty, I'll see you on that call. Peace.